What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Corporate Bartender. If you've been hanging around this bar for a while, you know this has never just been a podcast. It's been a room where HR nerds, L&D folks, consultants, and people leaders pull up a stool and actually talk about what's going on at work. And today, we're kicking off the TCB relaunch. Year 6, new energy, same soul. We break down what's changing, a more intentional cadence, thoughtfully curated guest bartenders, and a clearer focus on high-signal conversations, and what's absolutely not changing: the crew, the candor, and the community-first vibe. We even wrote a TCB Crew Charter. That's right, we put the vibe in writing, and then we opened it up to the room. The conversation was honest, funny, thoughtful, and just a really strong reminder that leadership is getting more complex, and nobody wants to figure it out alone. Oh, and don't worry, Last Call is alive and well. The internet still gets weird, the humans still get good, and the cocktails still get distributed. So buckle up, TCBers, grab your favorite cocktail, and let's get right on into it with the crew on today's TCB.
Welcome to SkyTeam's The Corporate Bartender, where we gather some of the best HR and people leaders to discuss what's happening on the people side of business. Join the bartenders, Eric and Lori, as they interview some of today's most innovative thinkers, share tips, tricks, and tools, while enjoying some good old-fashioned community and, as always, laughing a lot. Now pull up a stool, belly up to the bar, and join us for the Corporate Bartender.
Awesome. Well, welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's your favorite day and mine. It is Corporate Bartender Day. And today's a special day. I mean, it's the 4th of February, so it's already 1/12 of 2026 is complete. But today is relaunch day. Lori and I have spent some time over the holidays kind of rethinking about what we want this show to be and what we want to accomplish with it. And we wanted to share kind of our thoughts on that today and get your thoughts on what you think this show ought to be for 2026. So we'll talk through what's changing and what's not changing. And we got a segment here where we'll get your opinions. We've got some questions for you. We've got a Mentimeter to run. It's all old school, virtual facilitation stuff today. So I'm excited. And I think, Lori, I think we should give everybody a warm TCB welcome and dance them in, because it's been so long
100%.
Since we've had 15 people in this room. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. I love it. I love it. The dancing.
Oh, can I just tell you how big my heart feels right now? This is amazing. It makes me really happy to see you all. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. Yeah.
I haven't had a dance party in a minute, so I appreciate that.
See? I mean, value added. Done. Boom.
That's right. Check.
Lori, is there anybody in the room that we should do an intro for or to?
Well, so I wanted to, I'm kind of surveying the 5 years that we've been doing this. And I know that there are some OGs in the group. There's some of you that were with us during those very first early days when we were meeting 3 days a week and sort of troubleshooting and sharing information and supporting each other. And so just want to acknowledge everybody that was part of that original group, right? Like I know Morag and Ruby and Stacy and Gabby and Laurel. I think all y'all were there along with some others. And I mean, that was really the genesis of this community, right? We didn't go about this to try to make a podcast. Like that was nowhere on the radar, but we created this really, really helpful and supportive community. And we thought, well, gosh, let's just keep it rolling. And, when it wasn't we'll go back to work in 2 weeks, or we'll go back to work in 2 months, or I don't know when the hell we're going back to work. So let's just move on with our lives. And that's where the, conversation expanded, and we had more to talk about because we were all in this sort of like-minded community. And so it's been such a pleasure to, watch it evolve. And then, one day Eric's like, we could make this a podcast. I'm like, how do you do that? You know how to do that? So I said, cool, make that happen. And yes, the magic behind the scenes. And that's why there are, I don't remember what the first slide said, 236 episodes of this.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
done this 236 times, and because of how we run these conversations, and sometimes we talk about shit we don't want people to know about, we don't publish those. So 236 times getting together, I think that translates into about 100 episodes outside in the podcasting world.
Yeah.
And to Lori's point, right, we did it because as work started to normalize again and people had to go do stuff Wednesday afternoons, everybody wasn't sitting around. So people started asking, hey, can you record it? Because I can't come this Wednesday, or I can't come whatever Wednesday. And we were like, yeah, sure, we'll record it. And that's when we said, hey, you know what? Why don't we just record it and then publish it? And then anybody who wants to watch it can watch it. And we started that probably almost 5 years ago, or almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a good run, and it's been super fun. And also to underscore what Lori said about the community, I mean, that's why we do this, right? People ask me all the time. I get requests from promoters and stuff, and they're like, you can monetize your podcast in this many ways. And I'm like, you know what? I have really zero interest in monetizing anything. We do this as a labor of love to the people in the community. And we've had people reach out to us and say things like, I don't have professional development anymore. This is my professional development. Coming here and listening to these conversations. And I know Ruby, I get to see it in real time because we'll have guests on and Ruby's frantically taking notes. And then I know that in a workshop that she and I are doing a week or two later, I'm going to hear words that came out during the podcast. Mm-hmm. And so super grateful just to be able to have this space. But, Lori and I were talking for the last few months about, it's kind of getting tired, right? I have to cancel a lot because when business is good, I'm not here on Wednesdays. I'm somewhere else. And I know that's frustrating for people to have the Google Calendar emails. Oh my gosh, it was my bane of my existence. Anytime I changed anything, it emailed everybody. And I think
there's a better way.
Oh God. So when Lori said, hey, how about I take over the invitation? I was like, yes, please do that. Thank you so much. Make that happen. So we wanted to get together today and just spend a little time reconnecting, figuring out how's everybody doing? What's everybody up to? And people keep coming, and I'm so excited.
I know. I saw Freemeyer pop in there.
Yeah. So we'll do a little reconnection here in just a sec because my pal Donnie V is here, and I haven't seen Donnie V since level 3 days. So I'm super duper excited about that.
Do I have to get on camera? Oh,
yeah, come on, Dawn.
I'm not even prepared.
Show those pajamas.
Right.
That's basically what it is.
There she is. What's up, Dawn?
What's up?
How you doing? How's Yins doing?
Yins are cold like everybody else.
Oh yeah, you guys have been getting that. I think we're like 55 degrees today, so sunny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
It's always sunny in Colorado.
I know.
Eventually,
Always.
yes. Yeah, and I wanted to call out a few folks who are new to the show here. Some amazing amazing women that I've had the privilege of being connected with through some mentoring programs that I've worked with. And so I see Kat is here, and I see Allison. You've been coming for a while though, Allison.
She's a glutton for punishment, Allison.
And I know Pat, you're off camera, which is fine, absolutely fine. But Pat's been a great partner in that program too. So I love seeing it grow to the community. And so tell your friends, that everybody's welcome. We keep using the bar analogies. There's always room at the bar. Pull up a stool. We got you.
It's not like when Lori and I go out some nights and want to go sit at the bar. And like last Friday, we went out to the 3 bars that are near our house, and we found no seats at the bar. And we were so sad. We came home and ordered pizza and watched a movie.
We're like, we're going home.
Yeah. Very sad trombone. Unlike that experience, there's always room here. So thanks for being here today. Let's get into kind of talking about what Lori and I have talked about in terms of refreshing the show and what that means. And then we'll get into querying you for your ideas about what would make this space valuable for you in 2026. So, yes. Relaunch. Today's a little special. Like I said, this is the kickoff. This is year 6. Never thought we'd be doing this for 6 years, but we wanted to talk about what we think we're changing and what's sticking around. And then, like I said, honestly, hear from you, right? Leadership is getting more complex, always does. Work keeps changing, always does. And a lot of us are out there on our own trying to figure it out. So that was the original genesis of the Bartender, was getting people together to feel like we're not alone, to share things, to lean on one another. That's why there are 236 episodes and only 100 of them are out there, because sometimes it's a therapy session for some people. And we talk about real shit, and we talk about stuff that we don't want to put out into the general public because we might get fired for doing that. So we lower the cone of Vegas over the TCB Zoom, and we keep that one to ourselves. We're going to continue to do that. But as Lori and I thought about it, we were like, okay, so what is this show really about? And we wrote a charter, like we would have advised a team to do.
Let's be clear about our objectives. How do we demonstrate value?
I was like, do we have to take our own medicine? But we really thought deeply about it, and what we have always referred to as the TCB crew. That's you all. You guys are the reason for this space. So we tried to capture, the vibe of the show in writing, and we named what it's always been about for us. It's about curiosity, right? It's about real conversations. And you know how real we get here. We let Laurel come whenever she wants, so it gets real.
Nobody's realer.
It's a community with no expectations, right? You can come whenever you want. And if it's been 2 or 3 years since we've seen you, no harm, no foul. We love to have you back, right? And as Lori said in the beginning, her heart is exploding right now because this is what it's all about, right? And it's a reminder that you don't have to do this work alone. There are people out there that have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and we know what it's like. And there are days when I feel like I'm all by myself, right? So having this space, even if I'm not attending it live, even if I'm just watching, and nobody has watched and listened to more TCB episodes than this guy, because I produce them all. And once I post them, I watch them or I listen to them again. And it's my way of staying close to the show and to the content and feeling really connected to it. And that way I can reference a conversation that we had 3 or 4 episodes ago. And, oh my God, Lori. Lori said in chat, it looks like Eric and his harem. Which, hey, I worked in HR for 20 plus years. This is how it looked in my job.
What these rooms largely look like, yes.
I was the token boy. So, with respect to what we envision for 2026, if you're a regular, it's going to feel familiar. If you're new, this is how we're going to think about doing it. So, what is changing? We are going for a more sustainable cadence. TCB has been an every Wednesday affair, most Wednesdays, some Wednesdays, sometimes no Wednesdays because of travel. And nobody ever knew what we were going to do, right? We didn't announce guests or topics or anything.
Sometimes I didn't know what we were going to do.
That's 100% true. I'm sending Lori the guest one sheet as we're loading the room. Not a good experience for anybody. We turned those lemons into fantastic lemon drops, but we wanted to be more intentional. So instead of every week, we're going to try to do 2 live shows a month, travel pending, right? And Lori's got a lot of travel this year. I always have a lot of travel. So we're going to try to schedule those, which is why Lori has taken over the invites, and we're doing invites on a per show basis at like a quarter and a half at a time, right? So I think we have mapped out from now until sometime in June.
And so I do acknowledge that was probably a kind of a alarming list of what is going on in my inbox, Lori Spencer, big list of meeting invitations. So appreciate that for getting things started, but they'll be a little more snack size in the future, maybe quarterly invitations. So you've got the right dates on your calendar.
Fun sized.
Yeah.
So
snacks.
2 live shows a month. And to what Lori just said, we're going to give you a heads up as to who we're talking to and what the topic's going to be, because we're going to be more intentional about guests. And we're calling them guest bartenders now because it's really kind of their jam when they're here. But we're going to curate them thoughtfully. Lori and I have a list of topics that we're interested in, that we think you guys will be interested in, but we're going to ask you about that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Sometimes these people, you'll know them. They're familiar. You're going to see Erin Weed again this year. She's got a book coming out, and we just had dinner with her recently, and I love that woman. She's amazing. Mm-hmm. You're going to see Jenny Levy this year as a guest.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to continue to bring in people that you don't know. We get hit up a lot. Because for whatever reason, this show has gravity around it, and I field probably 10 to 20 guest requests a week. And I used to just roll the dice on some of them, to be honest with you. I'd look at that one sheet and go, that looks pretty good. I would tell all the PR firms that were pitching me guests, stop sending me middle-aged white guys. Can't do it. I need like 4 non-middle-aged white guys to every 1 middle-aged white guy you send me. Like my audience demographic is this room. So there's only one of me. We only need very few of them. So we're being super critical, and we're trying to push the level up, right? We're not going to take people that haven't done anything of substance, have an idea, but it's not baked, haven't been out there shaping lives, right? So we're being a lot more critical and intentional about those guest bartenders. That's not going to be the only format of show that we do, though. We're going to do 3 different types of shows, kind of like we used to do. So there'll be the guest bartender conversations. There'll be Lori and Eric behind the bar conversations, where we're just going to present on a topic, right? Or maybe it's a Lori behind the bar conversation, or an Eric behind the bar conversation, or a Ruby or a Morag behind the bar conversation. So they'll be talking to people, there'll be content, and then there'll be what we're calling crew roundtables. And that was what we used to do when we would just do a hot topic convo. And when you can get 15 or 16 people in the room, those conversations are fire. Mm-hmm. When it's me, Lori, and Ruby, It's fine. It's good. It's warm. It's not fire. So, so we're looking at higher signal, less noise, right? Way fewer cancellations because we're not going to have a standing invite. We're going to do them periodically, and we're going to give you a heads up.
Yeah. So I'll be sending out, like you got Monday this week, just a reminder of there's a, meeting at the bar on Wednesday, and here's a brief, synopsis of what we're going to be talking about. And there'll always be links in there to find, if you're not able to come. It maybe is a week or two lag, but those episodes then get posted on, your podcasting site of choice or YouTube if you want to see everybody's faces. So it'll also help you decipher in your busy schedules, this is a topic that's near and dear to me. I want to make sure and make space for it, or that's one I can catch, on the recorded side. But truly our hope is that we have this kind of richer vibe in the meetings of participation. For even when we have somebody that we're interviewing, they love this format. We have gotten such great feedback from people who've been interviewed on the show because they're like, this is real and this is what people are curious about, and they get to talk about their passion, and like it makes everything richer when there's more people in the room to have the conversation. So that's our goal. But hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for you to decide in your calendars, because I know you're not all sitting around every Wednesday at 4 going, what should I do? So that should help a little bit. And we are going to, if you were part of the Mighty Networks, so that was sort of a kind of a social media site that we created for the Corporate Bartender way back in the day. And it was full of life and vim and vigor back in the day, and it's sort of fizzled over time, which is fine, right?
It is vimless and vigorless right now.
Yeah, vimless and vigorless. I don't know how I pulled that out of my hat, by the way. I don't think I've really ever said those words, but so that is going to sunset. So we'll be taking that resource down probably by the end of this month. Just a heads up on that too. So it'll be more through real-time email, and we'll keep the email distribution list updated. So if you have changes or if you invite people to join, we'll get them added so that we're reaching everybody who wants to be reached. So.
Perfect. And I think you get it now. What's not changing is this is a community first space. That's what it was always designed to be. That's what we want it to be. So that's what we're going to endeavor to put forward in 2026. I said it before, you don't have to come every time. You don't have to come ever. If you don't want to, you can come every time if you want to. It's up to you. And I keep saying that, and I want to say you can come every time.
That's what she said.
I can't stop myself from that. It's just a ball in the tee. I'm sorry. But that's what we do here. Listening counts, lurking counts, whatever you want to do, right? However we can make this useful for you. We're going to maintain the show structure, so we'll welcome people when they come in. We'll reconnect with people we haven't seen. We'll do whatever the middle bit is, whether that's an interview or some content or a hot topic conversation. And then we will do the end of show ritual, which we are calling last call now, just to beat the bar metaphor to death. Which will still include our funny things, good feels, and our cocktail, which started life as the quarantine cocktail, became the semi-quarantine cocktail, and is now the distributed cocktail because everybody's everywhere. And sometimes we log in from airports. So, but we'll still do the goofy stuff at the end of the show. Weird internet stuff that made me laugh, a good feels human interest story, and a wacko news item mixed in with a cocktail recipe to cap it off. So that's our side of the table. We've got some questions for you, and then we're going to ask you to do a poll, a Mentimeter here. Lori, do you want to ask the first question here?
Sure. I just was giggling at Allison's comment. If we're going to cut the Hartman clips, I would have rage quit.
Yeah, no. Steve is a big part of my life, and I will never stop that. Occasionally, I pepper in somebody that's not Steve that has the same sort of vibe, but he's the library. He is the go-to library. And finally, CBS and Paramount have given me permission to use him, so I don't get copyrighted every time I put that in there. So I appreciate that. Thank you, CBS.
Yeah. So in the vein of meeting our objectives and adding value for this community, we just want to hear from you, right? This is the audience participation portion of today's episode, where we want to know, right? Like what would keep you coming back? What would make this more valuable and fun? We actually used to play, what's the game that we played during quarantine?
Hold on. You mean Quiplash?
Quiplash. Yes. I mean, we could always throw a quiplash in there too, right? But so, how do we make it valuable and fun? Because that's core to who we are and what we do. And what does make you want to show up live? Like, we're curious how that draw, hits you about when you want to show up live versus catching it on the recording. And then what are your big headaches today, right? What are the things that are stressing you? What is keeping you up at night? What do you wish more people were talking about, or you have a voice to share in that space, so that we can try to curate topics and conversation to scratch those itches. So I'll kind of open it to y'all to speak up, and then we do have a little Menti poll that has some ideas that we've thought of that we're curious to get your input on. But you can take any one of these and speak up about your feelings here. What do you think?
It's the people that make me keep coming back, and I haven't been back here in like a year, and it's devastating.
Really?
To me. The Wednesdays that worked for me didn't necessarily work for
me.
But it's also life, all the things that I'm sure we'll end up talking about. But every single time I was able to make it, I got something amazing out of the conversation. Even if the guest was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to connect with this one. And then all of a sudden I've got like 7 questions and the hour's up and I need to watch the Hartman clip and we are going to run out of time. And so I always get value out of it. And it's because of people asking questions or you guys choosing an amazing guest that I didn't think I was going to connect with, but absolutely. So that's why I want to show up live, Lori, is because I'm always going to think of a question. Mm-hmm. How many times have you guys listened to a podcast and you're like, why aren't they asking this question? Like it's the unique opportunity to ask this question. Nice. So those are the couple things that come to mind on those points. You guys already make this incredibly valuable and fun. Like I just mentioned, I get something, it definitely raises my endorphins every time I come. But some of the biggest headaches that I wish people would talk about is I'm exhausted about change agility trainings in fucking corporate America. You can't give me the same bullshit over and over again and expect it to work. There's nothing but change happening and it's exhausting. And I would just love somebody to acknowledge that it's okay to be exhausted. And I know we all want to succeed professionally, of course, but it's what do we do about that? How do we professionally challenge that as not fucking realistic? Sorry to anyone that hasn't heard me before. I swear all the time. I know this is a safe space, but
yeah. Have you been here before?
Yeah, totally. But I think that's really like what's plaguing me right now is there's so many of my coworkers that are looking outside of our company because higher up ELT level people are just basically saying, get used to being asked to do more with less. And then we're going to reorg you in 3 months. And so you have, but it's like, yeah, that I would love to talk more about that kind of thing.
No, I love it. It's funny. Ruby and I were having a conversation with a client about this idea today. It's just not sustainable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's exhausting.
Yeah. And a lot of leadership teams are, I mean, they know, but they don't deal with it appropriately. And they let everybody believe that this is the way it's going to be forever. And if that's the case, there are downsides, right? There are risks associated with that. And even if it's not true, if people think it's true for them, right? That is a perception is reality moment. 100%. Thanks, Allison.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey, Lori, there are 2 AI comments in the chat.
I see that. Yes.
So, yeah,
AI everything.
It's everywhere. You're supposed to know AI. You're supposed to be the guru of AI that's training and teaching everybody and doing agents and gems and blah, 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 and know the 150 different AI platforms and how to use them all. And, so it's just, it is all consuming. And even to get a job right now, which is where I'm at and looking, it's what can you do for us? That's all AI, and how can you enhance it and all of those things. So that will, I love you too, Lori. I'm just beyond overwhelmed with trying to figure out, like, where do you even start and how do you begin? And then how do you convince people that you have AI because you've been using it and working on it for the last year and a half. So that's my spiel.
Nice. Good.
How about you, Donnie? You mentioned AI too. What's clicking for AI in your world?
Yeah, just because you just hear so much about it, it's just all over the place, and then it follows you around. And so I heard last week, it'll help you find a job. Well, can it really? And is that bullshit? Then you read these reviews and does it, and it's just, But the same token, like, I'll use it. Like ChatGPT is amazing on a lot of different fronts.
Sure.
So, but I also resonate with the initial comments that were made just about corporate America, this dumping on you. And I mean, I feel that too. And we just rolled out various projects, and I feel like a fucking highly paid admin assistant because it's time and attention. It's like, seriously. So it's, yeah.
I was just reading an article that was kind of studying over time with AI coming on the scene and the investments that companies were making, like all chips in. We have to AI's the world and everything in it, and investing in the tools and the trainings and expecting these big payoffs, expecting these big savings to cost, or these big jumps in productivity, or these innovation leaps, and all of these things. And it's a little bit of a sad trombone that's really going on, because, and I think a lot of it was about the overwhelming nature of it, and this sort of, who are the experts and how are they teaching and how do we learn? And we don't have time to learn. We're already running at full speed. So
that's just what Allison said in the chat.
Yes. It's like, how do you integrate this into the things you do every day when you don't have time to pause and even think about it, right? So there's that whole container of how it's being presented in companies, and they're finding that it's actually sinking costs, and it's actually delaying people getting to things, because maybe they use ChatGPT and they throw out a piece of crap that came out of it, and they didn't read it and they didn't think about it, and it doesn't work, and so they got to go back and they got to figure it out, and they actually do have to collaborate with somebody, and they do have to, and so it's pretty wild out there right now in sort of the practical applications in the workplace. And
Have you heard the expression work slop?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And Mariah, I'm looking too. And you look at some of these job postings, go, oh, that's AI. That is just a piece of crap. And written by somebody who has no clue what the job is, because it's about 8 lines that ChatGPT came up with. So I'll send you my AI generated resume with my AI generated cover letter, and we'll all go off into AI purgatory together.
We'll let the robots fight it out.
Exactly.
Well, it seems like such an an opportunity for the people side of the business. We're working with a AI design firm who could not be busier. Like, they're just dying. They're hiring like 200 people this year to keep up with their projects, which is not what most consulting companies are dealing with right now. But they sent me stats from their research that 80% of companies report little to no bottom line impact from AI, despite massive spend. And the spend is predicted to be 632 billion.
Wow.
In 2 years. But
do you know how much headcount that would buy, Ann?
What was that?
You know how much headcount that would buy?
Oh, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's insane. And people are, these companies are spending, I mean, they have $10 million projects, right? Which is,
wow.
It's kind of crazy.
You could get Eric for half that.
Probably. I mean, maybe not half, but.
Seriously, a good bottle of whiskey, I'll show up. I'm there.
But the biggest thing that I thought was so interesting was that projects with strong change management succeed 93% of the time, which you're like, whoa.
Wow.
And without 15. And guess who does change management really, really, really well, is the people side. And yet they're moving organizations and the design firms, including the one I'm talking to. They're like, sorry, we don't have time to slow down for change management. You're like, wow, that's not the right perspective.
For sure.
Hey, Lori, I'm thinking we might have to have Ann Mounts as a guest on the show.
I'm game for that, for sure. Yeah.
My vote for Ann.
My AI expertise, absolutely.
Sure. Well, and it's so interesting, right? Kind of that foundational layer of change leadership. And, Stacy and I talk about that all the time. Stacy and I work together, if y'all don't know that, as Gabby works on our team too. And, that's such a foundational piece to any organization to get the change leadership right. And the statistics are shocking.
Baffling.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's, I feel like we've been able to do some influence around the success stories to say, slow down for 2 seconds and really think, right? Really think, and we can guide you, right? You don't have to come up with this all by yourself. You don't have to recreate the wheel, but there are pretty, kind of core concepts here that if you put just the smallest amount of effort into getting that right, the change success and the tax on the employees, right? The Allison who wants to pull her hair out because you keep jacking me around every 3 months, right? People cannot absorb that. And so, that just perpetuates. So put those two together, AI and change leadership, and
and kind of thinking about it less as change leadership. And this is my soapbox is with the design firm we're working with, the AI design firm is no, it's not change management. It's actually better design. If you're involving the people whose roles are impacted by this, not in a pilot after it's designed, or so like, oh, we pilot. I'm like, that's designed.
Rollout. That's not design.
No, actually gather their input on, how are you working? How do you see this idea, coming to life? And building that into the design process, not as this separate change add-on, which they're adding. They keep trying to add us on at the end. I'm like, we're going to die. It's too late. They will hate us and you and it's interesting.
Yeah. And it's kind of, just look back in any company to, I'm sure, a year ago, and you can find examples of that didn't go particularly well. I wonder why, So, yeah. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, good stuff.
And what one else? More plug, just because this is the HR group, there, Rocky Mountain People and Strategy on April 15th, 8 to 10. It might actually be 10:30 because there's so much to explore here. We're putting together a diverse panel, so a CHRO, yay, a AI design firm person. So then we'll hear, why they can't slow down for change management. And then, someone from Daniels, the academic, teaching AI courses, which are huge in universities right now. And then the fourth person, I was looking at you, Laurel, like, who did I say is a consulting firm. Not mine, because that would be weird. But it's Levada, who you guys probably know, who are doing some stuff in helping the change management. Primarily, that's kind of their thing in the world, is helping organizations with the change management aspect of AI design and implementation. So the thinking is those very different perspectives will be kind of an interesting discussion.
Nice. Great.
And is that a virtual event?
No, it's in person. It's at Daniels. Okay. I'll find it and pop it into the
put it in the chat. We'll put it in the show notes, and that way if people who are local want to go. Daniels, for everybody that's not local, is the College of Business at Denver, University of Denver.
Good point. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I used to teach there, so I know.
You know where it is. Oh, then you can
Professor Spencer.
Yes.
Stacy, it looks like maybe you grabbed it.
Yeah, I think I found it. It's $40 for non-members, free for members.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Stacy.
And if that's a challenge, or if you were between roles or anything, just let me know. There's ways.
Anne or me, we know people.
We know people.
Awesome. There's also, even before that, there's one next Tuesday, the 10th, that still has space open at Coors Field. It'll be the best thing that's happened at Coors Field in years.
In a decade.
Yeah. Again, $40 if you're not a member, but that's marketplace trends.
Yeah, with Aon, massive research people.
If you need data and research for your polishing up your plans for 26, that's always a really good event.
Nice.
Awesome.
Hence the other benefit of this amazing community is we learn about all of these things that are available. So,
Dawn's like, fuck, I want to go. I can't go to that. It's in Denver. God damn it.
Sorry.
That's what I was saying. I was like, good stuff. Good stuff, though.
Yep.
Awesome. But it's at 3 p.m. You could fly in.
That's true.
Well, and there's cocktails at 3 p.m.
And there's drinks.
So it's kind of worth it.
Now you really got me.
Cheers, bitches. That's what Ruby and I say.
HR Disrupt is also coming up. Laurel, I know you've spoken at that before. And Lisa Schwab wrote me today letting me know she's going to be a speaker.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know what she's speaking about, so I asked, so we'll find out.
Nice.
They're also
they have those here in the Berg.
They're also doing Disrupt HR in the Springs this year, too.
I saw that yesterday.
So come see me.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Are you speaking, Mariah?
No, I don't. I haven't volunteered yet. But I don't know. I might have some shit to say about AI and recruiting.
You always have shit to say.
I like the yet.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
How about Debbie or Lindsay? What's popping for you from a topics perspective? Things you would like to dig into in 2026, even if you can't come, you'd like us to talk about?
I don't have a fully formed problem statement here, but it's connected to what we were
Have you
just
been
saying.
here before, Deb? I mean, come on.
I mean, there's so much complexity right now, and my sense of things with AI and the macro economy and all of these other things is that what it feels like to me in also job search mode is that the nature of how we think about work seems to be changing, and what corporate kind of looks like and how it functions seems to be changing. So as some things are going, maybe people are trying to figure this out, like what is AI taking on? What is the human take on? I feel this paradox with that. And it just seems like we've had hustle culture. We've had this idea of a portfolio for your career versus kind of this tiered job structure. And I would just love to talk through that. Like, what is the problem? Why are there so many layoffs? What is changing? And I feel like maybe there's something that perhaps the millennials are getting in terms of how to navigate this that maybe I've missed, but it just feels different to me right now.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one to unpack.
Yeah, it needs some unpacking.
Yeah. Well, and so I love this conversation gives me things to focus in on when I'm vetting potential guests, right? Like I get pitched AI people literally every week, a handful of them every week. But this conversation now gives me something to go, okay, so it's not just general AI. Now I know kind of what your pain points are and what you're thinking about. Yeah. And Deb, I love this, just this notion of the changing nature of work, because it's one of those things that happens in real time that we don't talk about, that we try to deconstruct after the fact. And if we could put some intentional thinking around that, or talk to somebody who has put intentional thinking around that, it could be a game changer, right? That could be a really good. Yeah, Morag said, like the proverbial frogs in the boiling water.
He does jump out, but
right, it's just a hot tub. We're just chilling.
Everything's fine.
So we're yeah. Ruby and I did a couple of focus groups over the last couple of days, and somebody today actually drew the dog in the fire. Everything's fine. It's all fine here. Yeah. So it's a sentiment that is common, and people are feeling it. So thank you, Debbie. Lindsay, what about you?
This could be just specific to my industry, and it feels pretty, I don't know, not a topic I am happy to be talking about, but ICE and how employers are showing up, kind of what, from a stance perspective, balancing the challenge of employees thinking that employers should be having a voice in the process, and where does that line get drawn, to the really fun part of what if they show up in our workplace, and what are we supposed to do?
Yep.
I love that.
Wild out there.
It's seriously. No, that's a good one. Thanks, Lindsay.
Yeah, thanks.
Dawn, you just put in chat job searching know-hows in today's world. I mean, Dawn, you've been a recruiter a long time, right? So from your perspective, what is good information for people that are looking for gigs right now?
I mean, I was a recruiter for the first half of my career, and now the second half I've been an HR business partner. So
sorry about that.
The world of yeah, I know. Believe me. But I mean, for me, I still feel like sometimes it's who you know. I mean, that helps. I definitely is.
It's not going to hurt you.
No, yeah. I mean, I think if you're out on LinkedIn, you apply to something, you see who works at that company, and you reach out to them. I mean, I have definitely done that, and definitely make
Still
it
90% networking.
Yeah, right. Because you apply to something, who knows how many people applied to it.
That's right.
Right. And then if you don't have the right keywords, because AI is vetting you out, and you just don't know. I mean, so I was thinking the other day, I'm like, maybe it's good to just go knock on someone's door and leave your resume.
So it's so funny you say that. I was talking
old school, kicking it old school.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were having this, how do you go find a job conversation, and throughout the whole technology curve, the up and down, I've always preached from the gospel of what color is your parachute, right? And if any of you old schoolers are out there, this was a book that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 80s. And it is essentially a how to get connected to companies that does something you give a shit about, how to connect with people in those companies that does a thing that you give a shit about. And it's just so funny, right? What's old is new again. And I think there's so much value in that. Freemeyer said she loves parachute because the concept, the original version of what color is your parachute was like, go through the telephone book and find organizations that interest you, right? There was no internet. But the principles are the same, right? It's all about connection. I think we can do something with that. Yeah, Lori said it's even more relevant today. I think there's something we could do with that. Just the job search strategy lane. I like that. Thanks, Dawn.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I like shoot too. But now it's like if you went to someone's office and brought your resume, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
On paper, on 100-pound paper.
Get out of here! Go apply online. What are you doing?
Hi, I'd like to schedule an informational interview, please.
I'm waiting for the flip-flops and the skateboards to come back in the mail and with a resume on them. It's getting that ridiculous. So, but being in the recruiting space, it is more and more, and I've been saying it for decades, it's about who you know that's going to help you land that position. And it is even more so in this day and age of AI and trying to beat out the hundreds, if not thousands of applications that are coming in either through robot mass applying or just the quick apply capabilities or anything like that. And it is purely about leveraging that network.
100%.
We're seeing AI get in the way. Surprise! Get in the way a little bit of this this area from a hiring perspective too, where organizations are trying on skills-based hiring. So I just wrote a couple pieces about this.
I read that. Yeah.
Oh, you did? You were the one? Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Lori. But they're jumping into skills at the hiring stage, but not translating that into how skills show up within the organization. And so it creates more challenges and ambiguity in the hiring process that I think candidates are feeling, where they're being pulled in for skills, but then the interviews are about their background and their tenure and their pedigree. And they're like, well, okay. And then they, the lucky ones that get in, they're then promoted and rewarded on pedigree and tenure and experience, not on the skills that they were drawn in for. So I think there's a moment here that is creating confusion, even more confusion in the hiring process for organizations and, impacting candidates.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting about I've always said this, and I got a freshman in college. I'm a proponent of higher education and all of the value that brings. And the reality is the further away you get from that year of your degree, the less it matters.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who cares that you got an engineering degree in 1994?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Why are you picking on my MBA? Come on. It was 95. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it is a mindset, a company mindset, or just a pattern that nobody's thinking about. Is it's all about how many years you've had a job title versus can you actually do this job? So, yeah.
Well, hey, Debbie's call out real quick, Lori, about helping to solve real problems. I would really agree with that because you may be an HR of one or a recruiting team of one, or my HR may be a little rusty and I'm helping consult somebody. And so being able to bring up a real life situation and massive minds of how should I handle a topic.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Job change dynamics for managers, hybrid employee and AI to manage and engage. Yeah. Overcoming headwinds and roadblocks to execution.
That's good stuff, Michelle. Thank you.
She's referring to goats. That Michelle and I used to work together, and we would just talk about, the goats loose in the plan. They're wrecking shit. They're headbutting things and eating things, and we got goats. How do you overcome that? Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. This conversation has been so good.
Yeah, I think we'll skip the mentee because y'all kind of nailed it in really getting down to what's in your hearts and minds. And we had some of those things, and so I think we hear you. We hear you. Yeah.
And as you think of things, hit us up, right?
Yeah.
Just shoot us a note, reach out to us on LinkedIn, say, hey, I was thinking about the conversation last week and I thought of this. That door is always open. And if you want to jump on Zoom for a quick, 30-minute call, 15-minute call to talk through something, Lori and I are here for every single one of you.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
So if you want to talk to one of us or both of us, we're happy to do that. Right. But we would love to keep this door open around content and topics and kind of keeping our fingers on the pulse of what's really important to you all, because again, like we said in the beginning, the community is the reason we do the show. If it weren't for you, we'd quit. Right. Because I'm certainly not making any money off of it. This cost us money to do. But I said it before, it's a labor of love, and we love each and every one of you folks, right? This is the reason that the bartender exists. So I appreciate you. I know Lori does too. I'm going to give you applause. I'm going to give you Zoom hearts. There they go. Right there. There they go. Right out of my hands. And we are going to go into what we are calling now last call. This is our end of show ritual. And it's funny things. The reason that Allison still comes, our good feels, Steve Hartman story, and our goofy cocktail. So Allison used the phrase rage quit. And that's I can't forget it. I can't unhear it. So Allison, I just want you to know, Steve will be here forever. Always. All right, funny things. And it's sad that Ruby left because one of them is directed totally at Ruby, but she's taking care of herself and going to yoga. Funny thing number one, this is just stupid. Sometimes things are dumb and I read them and I laugh and I go, well, that's got to go in. This is two people talking to one another. Owls want to take over the world. Owls. Someone here is working for them. The gentleman gasps. And the lady says, ooh. Debbie's shaking her head. She's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, ever.
I think that's a dad
I
joke.
do love owls.
Debbie, Laurel, take that bar and lower it. Lower it. This is a car being pulled by two camels. The caption, camel toe. Come on, Stace. Come on. For those of us of a certain age,
oh man,
when we see holes in brick walls, the Kool-Aid man comes straight into our consciousness. Caption here is car drove through a brick wall. Neighbor put this out. It is a giant poster of the Kool-Aid man. This one is for Morag because I'm a classical music nerd and so is she. And this is a reference to a Mussorgsky piece. It's called Pictures at Exhibition. It's a picture, a painting of men. And in front of that painting is a woman opening her trench coat. Pictures at an exhibition.
And how many here have ever been flashed? Flashed or moved?
I was in a band for a long time, Laurel.
Oh, happened all the time.
Long time.
I was flashed by a man riding a bicycle.
Yikes.
Wow. That's talent. I mean, that takes some doing. This one is an Ohio license plate. And seriously, it is. I keep lowering the bar, right? Here it goes. This says it's an Ohio license plate that has the number 8. You are an MOM. 8 your mom.
That's what she said.
Jeez.
Lori, sometimes I don't even show her before the show sometimes because she's going to say, don't do that. And I don't want that. This
You
one
will not be censored, people.
Yeah, I know. I will not be. This one, the Tokyo Disneyland dining reservation app asks you how many people in your party will arrive on a stretcher. You've got restaurant name, number of wheelchairs, number of stretchers.
Happiest place on earth, I'm told.
I'm told. This one was for Ruby because this, in my heart, is how Ruby envisions herself. Are you ready for this? It is
a cat wrangling fairy.
It is a picture of a fairy with a magic wand. She is wrangling a bunch of cats who are standing on 2 legs, wearing some sort of sweaters. Looks like one cat has a pair of scissors. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's happening there. All right. Allison, are you ready? Here we go. Steve doing Steve things.
Let's fucking go.
We end the week with a story about the healing power of gumbo.
When paired with a heaping portion of kindness. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
Florida.
Allison. Come on.
It's the best.
Faith
I know.
and
Every time
humanity
we're like,
restored. I know. I cry every time, and I watch these before I put them in this deck.
I mean, I hadn't heard the story before, but what Mariah said in the chat, like, I was like, that's so sweet. They found him, but to get him like a place set up across the street. I
mean, come on. Take my money. I would contribute to that. All right. Well, I tell some bad internet jokes and then I restore faith in humanity and then I destroy it again with a news item, cocktail recipe. And this week is called Weenie Race. And it's a riff on an actual cocktail called the Frank Collins. And it is exactly what you think it is. You're going to need 1.5 ounces of gin or, according to the recipe, whatever you got, whatever's in the cupboard. You need a little bit of that. It's coming to Indianapolis Motor Speedway this year. You're going to need 1.5 ounces of Frank Consomme. That's fancy language for hot dog water, people.
Gross.
Hot dog water. This race is called the Weenie 500. You're going to need 3 dashes of Worcestershire. Morag, how do you say this word?
Worcestershire.
Oh, there it is.
No, not ear.
Okay.
Worcestershire.
You're going to need 3 dashes of what Morag said. In the race, there are several Wienermobiles, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles, and they're going to be adorned with regional toppings in the drink to make it even better after the hot dog water and the whatever liquor you got in your cabinet, and the sauce that Morag pronounced appropriately. You put beer on it to make it even better. The drivers of these Wienermobiles wear suits called hot doggers, and they vie for the Wieners Circle. This drink that I would never drink, you put a hot dog in it for garnish. Seriously. And you can pick your dog on Instagram. You can go to the Oscar Mayer Instagram page and select which regional dogs you would like to see in the race. Ruby, Lori, and I recommend the Sonoran dog because that is our favorite post-concert hot dog sort of treat to have. Yeah, there's a cocktail made out of hot dog water, and I mean, seriously, Mariah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I think I should let Lori look at the deck before we get in here to do it, but then I wouldn't get to do the things I love to do. And I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. This has been amazing. So grateful for everybody that comes, for everybody that's here, and for everybody that bothers to be a part of this community. Gratitude, everybody. Gratitude. Thank you. We will see you soon. Now go get some dinner.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you had a good time and learned a thing or two at today's happy hour, please share it with your friends. If you want to join our tribe, head on over to skyeteam.cloud/TCB or email us at info@skyeteam.com. That's SKYE team.com. Thanks again, and remember, you've always got friends at the Corporate Bartender.